You never know what you will find, shaping a world that's in your mind.
Hey guys, welcome back. And here we are back at the observatory, and our job is to continue building this awesome factory thingy majig. I don't have a name for it yet, so if you guys happen to have a cool name for it, shout out in the comments. I mean, you never know. I may think that it's really awesome, and I may just choose the name. Anyway, let's move on. The next step is to start building the mushroom area farm thingy. And for that, I'm going to need plenty of cobblestone. And actually, my diamond shovel is going to die any minute. So, let's over here. So, the branch mine's doing very well. I'm up to, I think I have dug about 4 layers out. Can't really see from here, but I'm pretty sure I've dug about 4 or 5 layers out. I think I'm at the last layer for diamond and redstone. So, I think I might just either branch out more or call it quits on that one. But it's pretty good branch mine. I mean, I got 44 diamond from it total, and I've been using diamond up as time goes by. I haven't done very well on gold. That's all I've gotten, 24. I've gotten more diamond than gold down there. So, like, is diamond rarer than gold? I don't think it's supposed to be, but I think in my branch mine it happens to be. Or gold rarer than diamond. Well, you know what I mean. Anyway, the next step is to... probably shouldn't be heading out just yet. I do have some pistons to craft. So let's get some of these. I should probably shut that door in case something walks in. Let's get some of these, and we're going to need some iron and redstone. Then I'll just go ahead and craft a bunch of these. Whatever comes from these wood planks is what I'm crafting. 60, so I guess I'm crafting 20 of those pistons. There we go. Alright, so we'll put 16, 16, 32, 32, 32, and 32, 32, and 30. I'm not really counting anymore. There we go, 28 pistons. I'm going to need a lot more than that, but I figured I might as well craft what I need now, and then head to sleep, because apparently it's getting dark already. I'm going to need some of this redstone, and I'm going to need some mushrooms. There we go, we'll take just half stacks here. Excuse me, puppy. Every time I get into bed, the dog moves me over. So, that's kind of funny. Alright. I'm going to need buckets, though. Buckets for water. So the idea I have in mind is, it's a pretty simple design. The idea is that there are going to be hovering platforms where the mushrooms will... Okay, that must have been my real world home. The mushrooms will be in platforms that are stacked above each other, 1 block tall, so that the only thing that could possibly spawn in them are spiders. And even then, the spiders wouldn't be able to get down. They wouldn't be able to trample the mushrooms, so it wouldn't be a big deal. And the idea is that the water pistons will move, push water, allow water to flow through and push the mushrooms off the platforms. So I guess I will start on this end with the shenanigans that we're going to be doing. We'll start with the lowest... Well, actually, let's start with something very simple. We need to build a little... take some of this gravel from you. Thank you very much. I know I was using it as markers, but I need it at the moment. I'll replace it, I promise. And we'll head down here and build a really quick infinite spring. Don't you hate it when you're right in the middle of something and then you get another idea? Yeah, that just happened to me. All I really gotta do is dig a small little 4x4 hole. That's all I gotta do. Put 1 water block there, 1 water block there, and we have an infinite pool. And I have an extra bucket that I don't really need right now. Okay, so let's get to building. So let's see. First we have to have the lowest level of water that all it does is push the mushrooms. Or, yeah, it gathers the mushrooms, collects them, and puts them into the, and dispenses them, gives them to me. And to do that, I'm going to use kind of like I did in the skeleton trap, where all the mushrooms are pushed into a single trench. Then that trench is filtered into a single hole right in the center. So it's going to have to be an even or an odd number wide, odd number platforms. So let's do, let's say this is the outer wall of the building. I'll put cobblestone here for a little more solidness. So we'll have it about 7 blocks wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it seems a bit small though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 maybe? That was a bit wide. Let's do 9. How about that? So we'll do 9 blocks wide. There we go. And in the center will be where all the items filter to. Okay. So we know blocks, water blocks flow 8 blocks, which means we'll want to have 2 7-block wide platforms that drop. Kind of talking to myself because I need some signs. I think I have some upstairs. I'm worrying about something a little earlier than I need to though, so we'll just start building. So first, let's lay down some cobblestone. This is what the water will be resting on the very lowest level. The lowest level will not have any mushrooms growing on it. It will just be constant water flowing. And it's probably going to sound very annoying after a while. Of course, the idea is that, I mean, I suppose I could make it automated, but I don't know if that's a very convenient, well, not convenient, but I don't know if that's a very good idea. Yeah, I think it'd be a bit expensive if I tried to make it automatic. And time consuming. 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 blocks, and there we go. So I need to have this 2 blocks tall, or I need to have it even higher, don't I? Huh. Alright, I guess we'll have it a bit higher then. If we have it higher, then that means we'll be able to do this little all filtered into one trench kind of thing I want to do at the end anyway. So I guess I'll just start building 2-block tall floor here. Alright, so this is odd. That's really weird. I've done some experiments with water and such, and I found some very disturbing news. The original plan was to have the water... see, I told you that if I put water here, that it'll just go for the nearest ledge and drop off. Problem is, it only works for up to 5 blocks. Anything more than that, and it just spreads. So that was a very great disappointment. I was really hoping that it would go the way I said and just, find the nearest ledge. And so apparently that's not going to work for the design I had in mind. The idea was that there were going to be 2 plates, one that was about this size above us, and one that was about this size above me. And there would be a 1-block gap between, and the water would be released by the pistons, and it would flow across, knock all these mushrooms off and into the water down below. Unfortunately, that's not going to work, so I may have to go with a different design. And my other design is to actually have 2 5-block wide rows like this along either side. One side will be brown, one side will be red. And what will happen is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. I actually made this a bit wider, so that's why it fits. It's actually 11 blocks wide now. And the idea was that no matter where I put it here, except for there, that's fail. Come on. There, if I put the water about like that, it will just come off the edge like that. The issue with this design is that if I do that, the water will only flow those 8. Oh. Wait a minute. I just had an idea. Oh. No, it wouldn't work. Okay. Well, I guess it could. I still have a lot of experimenting to do, so I'll probably build a few scale models. I want to make this as compact as possible so I can fit as many layers of mushroom spawning goodiness as possible. So I'll be right back. Alright. This thing looks done. At least its core functionality is in place. It's not very pretty at all. It's kind of like an eyesore. Giant cobblestone thing in the air. But, it works well on the inside. I actually don't have any mushrooms to show for it. I guess we could give it a try. It's only been a minute. But I guess we can kind of leave like that for, I don't know, a few seconds. Then, I don't hear any splash. Whoa. Oh, yeah. I left some torches there, didn't I? Well, that would keep them from spreading, wouldn't it? There we go. I want to put some kind of plate there. Well, looks like that's about it. And nothing else coming from there. Alright. So I do have a few concerns. One is that monsters will spawn in there, and the other is that I won't be able to check to see if there are any mushrooms. So I think I'm going to work on a glass sidings there, and maybe some kind of way to piston open them and look inside, see how the mushrooms are doing. And I think a way of turning on the lights is going to be a bit of an overkill. I could probably actually do it from the side now that I think about it. And that could actually be very simple. It could just simply take two pistons, both sticky pistons, both sticky pistons, and well, I actually might need two regular pistons and a sticky piston. I could also do it Coast Quest style with like 2 regular pistons. Oh well. I think I might end up having to do it that way, although I feel so like I'm copying him, which I don't quite want to do that. But I mean, if it works, it works. And just want to make clear that I'm actually not doing this project because I want to, because CoStar's doing it. I'm doing it because I've always wanted to make a mushroom farm, and I was quite interested when he started making his own. But I think his is a lot more complicated than it needs to be. So no, I think this one is pretty good, simple. It gets the job done, and it It's 3 layers. I could add as many layers as I want to. Just, you know, keep going up and up and up. Wow, that could actually be a very, very good mushroom farm. So I guess my next task is working on some lighting and glass, and who knows, I mean, if it's not good enough, I'll just keep going up.
At last I found me some diamonds. Oh, I'm so happy I could ride up